Amidst an extremely tense situation, Amelia and Ariane are up against each other, with the other students watching. They look forward to seeing the winner. As Ariane is very strong, apparently no one knew Amelia had started working out with Ray before the tournament. She had taken it upon herself to prepare well for the upcoming match between her and Ariane. Everyone cheers them up, as those that are for Ariane cheer her up, including her father and Tiana, her sister. Ray and Amelia's other friends are also present. Uncle Claude, who had accompanied them from the academy, is also seated. The match begins as Caroline, who is a guardian in the academy, is one of the judges. Ariane charges forcefully towards Amelia, who shields them immediately. This continues for a while until Amelia finally revolts. She charges towards Ariane forcefully as the spectators follow their activities with keen interest. Ariane eventually overpowers Amelia as she strikes her to the ground. Everyone is thrown into a state of confusion as they are utterly blank and speechless. Everyone expected Amelia to be back on her feet, but this did not happen as she was struck to the floor for a few minutes. Ariane watches the scenery in disbelief. She's also a bit scared that she might really hurt Amelia, and another side of her feels really accomplished as she might also have conquered her. Amelia, however, is very blank as she thinks about her friends. She remembers how Ray had encouraged her and had given her strength, and also all his words of affirmation. She would love to get up immediately, but it was just not happening. Is this how everything will end? She's scared that all the encouragement and perseverance, including her morning activities, will go down the drain. Ray shows up from somewhere after he had gone to eliminate the Grim Reapers that were troubling the academy area. He beckoned Amelia to give up immediately, letting out a huge cry. Amelia's morale rises from 0 to 100 as she summons the courage and power to get up. Everyone is shocked as the secret of Amelia's strength is unknown, and even Ariane is surprised. Ariane gets very aggressive as she charges towards Amelia. The attempt is, however, futile as Amelia does not seem to feel the effect of any attack. Rather, Ariane gets further exhausted. Amelia just stands after activating her butterfly magic. Ariane attacks her numerous times as one of the judges is also confused. She inquires to understand what is going on from the second judge, who explains to her that Amelia has activated a powerful feature that will keep her from getting hurt, and no matter how hard Ariane tries, she will never be able to bring Amelia down. Ariane gets severely injured as she stands back for a while to rejuvenate her energy. Amelia only stays put in a position. However, things change course as Amelia begins to bleed from her mouth and nostrils. Ray immediately recognizes this as overheating. This must have been caused by her exactive activation, a very powerful feature. Something needs to be done, or she will probably be destroyed. Ariane sees the opportunity as a good one to attack her as she charges toward Amelia. Amelia shields the attack as the students are taken back. Amelia states that she will never give up, and neither will she ever lose to Ariane. Ariane also states that she will never allow Amelia to take the lead over her. As they attack each other in the second time, this happens consecutively about 3 times in a row. They step back for a while and take off rather forcefully. This time, Ariane and Amelia charge each other with rage and fury. This is enough to end them. They lock their legs against each other, which creates a little spark. They take a few steps back again as they lock their bodies together. They will not give up as they take a few steps back the third time, and this time they lock heads like 2 bulls in a chaotic farm. The people are scared and curious as no one has ever had that kind of competition since the tournament began. They take a few steps back again, this time to end up with each other. Finally, they attack each other, meeting at the center where they are covered with dust. The people cannot see what had happened clearly as they wait patiently for the dust to clear, waiting for the 2 ladies. Everyone is silent as Ariane lies in Amelia's arms, helpless. Ariane seems to have been defeated by Amelia, and to the surprise of everyone, instead of celebrating her victory, she begins to cry. Ariane praises her for her hard work and tells her to stop crying. She says she's proud of Amelia and that she has really worked hard, and instead of crying, she should cheer up and be very happy with herself. Amelia states that everything could never have been possible without the support of her friends, and what really made her stronger was Ariane. She states that she was driven by the purpose of wanting to beat her at all costs. Ariane states that she knows all about it and had deliberately made her train to compete against her. Amelia cries, and everyone is touched by the two of them. They help each other up happily as Amelia is announced as the winner. Later that day, they both received treatment. As Ray goes to meet with Amelia, he praises her, but she tells him that everything could not have happened that way without his support and help. She's extremely grateful for his help and sacrifice as a friend. Her self-esteem is now high, all thanks to him. She tries to shake him but remembers that her hand is bandaged. As they both laugh, Ray is very happy to record her success as he praises her even further. Amelia feels at peace both with herself and also with her friends, including Amelia. Her friends call out to her over the window as they state that the very day is the finals of the main tournament. Amelia prepares to meet them on the field. They prepare themselves as they also want to cheer their seniors up. Amelia states that she's no longer a caged bird, and she wants to relate well and live with everyone. She becomes really changed and free with her friends. They head towards the hall where the tournament is to begin. Everyone is seated as they are eager to see the turnout of events. They finally arrived at the climax of the Sorcery Swordsman tournament. The favorite to become champion, Rebecca, will be fighting against the outstanding Lucas Foster, who is popularly recognized as a dark horse. The people cheer loudly as the judge seems to finally fantasize about Rebecca, and even more than her opponent. The battle eventually begins as Rebecca draws out her sword to fight Lucas. She perpetuates a kind of magic that makes everyone silent and their minds. Rebecca would eventually win the tournament, as she had always done. However, to the surprise of everyone, Lucas draws out his sword and activates some kind of magic that seems like sword voodoo. And before anyone could know what's going on with him, he already slashed through Rebecca's energy source, hence winning the match and rendering her powerless. The spectators and judges are taken aback for about a minute before they eventually jolt into reality. Lucas says thank you as he is announced as the winner of the tournament. He excuses himself from the crowd as everyone watches him in disbelief. Rebecca just stood transfixed at the spot as she did not move. Ray is shocked at the sight of things as he had recognized Lucas to be an ice blade sorcerer. As no one could use a sword with that technique other than him. Lucas approaches him and tells him that he had come on purpose after Ray challenges him to fight a student in the tournament, as sorcerers are not supposed to engage in a match. Lucas ignores him, stating that he had deliberately come to show himself to him so that he can prepare for next year. Lucas states that they will be going up against each other next year, as he has to show him that ice blade sorcerers rank higher than his type of sorcery. Ray merely looks at him as he wonders if he really has to fight him next year. Meanwhile, Carol is somewhere else, alongside Lydia and Abby. Carol plays around Lydia after stating that the tournament was too short, and she did not appreciate the fact that the tournament was short. She rubs her body against Lydia, trying to keep her company. But Lydia gets irritated with Caroline because she seems to bother her a lot. She asks Abby if she can really hit Carol, but Abby states that now is not the appropriate time for that. She instructs Carol to interrogate the prisoners that they had seized earlier because they seem to be spies that are said to extract information about the academy. Carol interrogates them as she releases them, throwing them into the illusion of her mini garden. She tries to use manipulative magic on them. However, instead of going straight to the interrogation, she plays with them and orders them around in one spot. Abby gets infuriated and instructs her to get to work immediately. She interrogates them, then they use magic on them as she asks them to tell her everything about their boss and what he had sent them to do. But they merely shake their heads in disapproval as they activate their self-destruction. Abby records that the Grim Reapers are a step ahead of them. It's time to give speeches to the students who participated in the tournament. As Abby steps forward, Carol had gone to join the other judge who inquired to know where she had been since the students had assembled. Carol smiles, and she states that she had to take care of certain things. She sits as the judge inquires to know who is seated beside her. Carol looks at her left side only to find out that the person is Lydia, so she is relieved, and they continue the event. Abby appreciates the students as she states that they had performed excellently well, and they have displayed a high sense of commitment and responsibility. They put in their best for the tournament, and their efforts are appreciated and noted. However, she encourages those that failed in winning one way or the other and tells them that there is always another chance. She closes her speech and states that they will meet again next year. Everyone exits the gathering, except Rebecca, who was the last to exit because her father was watching from a distance, so her attention was fixed on him. The next day, Amelia comes up with a strategy of having her classmates disguise as maids for a particular mission. Ray is surprised as he wonders how she will get them to do it since most students in their class are royal students. She seeks Ray's help and fantasizes about the benefits of the whole plan. She had also collaborated with Caroline, who seemed to be very understanding and warm as a guardian in the academy. After they relay the information, at first, the students throw a fist and reject the offer immediately. They affirm that they're dignitaries, and they can never disguise themselves as maids to wash dishes or do any menial jobs. Ray tries to convince them, but to no avail. They will not go out to act as maids, as far as they are concerned. It is at the point that Carol shows up as she imposes it on them first, after which she begins to explain the beauty of disguising as a maid. She states that they will have fun since it is quite unusual, and they will appear cute because a maid's clothes are usually very cute. They did not believe her, neither did they find any iota of truth in what she had said until she showed them. Carol had dressed like a maid and had covered herself with other clothes so she would reveal the beauty of her maid's appearance to them unexpectedly. They all cheer loudly as they suddenly want to get dressed as maids also. Carol chuckles as Amelia feels very accomplished. Her plans are playing out just perfectly along